Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. WWE and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia entered a 10-year strategic partnership in 2018. The two sides have delivered head-turning events in recent years, such as the first ever Saudi Royal Rumble next year and a rumored future WrestleMania. There are new major updates from the lucrative alliance, along with the reveal of planned championship changes. WWE kicked off the Saudi deal with Greatest Royal Rumble in April 2018, but Crown Jewel became the flagship name that November. In 2024, Triple H personally crowned Cody Rhodes and Liv Morgan as inaugural Crown Jewel champions. After beating Gunther and Nia Jax in their respective matches, Rhodes and Morgan received custom titles displayed at WWE Experience in Riyadh. They took home custom championship rings, which aren't defended. WWE will present Crown Jewel from outside the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for the first time this year. The Wrestling Observer reports that officials decided to take the 7th Crown Jewel PLE to Perth because the Kingdom didn't need a second PLE later this year since it is hosting the 2026 Royal Rumble in January. However, the company is taking a new tradition with it from Riyadh to Perth. Plans call for the top men's and women's champions from each brand to clash at Crown Jewel, like last year. The original idea behind the Crown Jewel Championships was that this would be an annual title program reserved for Saudi Arabia. It's believed within WWE that the two title matches will return to being a regular occurrence at Kingdom events in late 2026. If the Crown Jewel Championship showdowns were held today, the men's match would be a big first time ever bout. World Heavyweight Champion Jey Uso versus Undisputed Champion John Cena. Women's World Champion Io Sky versus Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton would also take place in a rematch from Io's NXT win in January 2022. World Wrestling Entertainment previously announced a weekend takeover of Tampa, Florida, to coincide with the Memorial Day holiday. The event will feature SNME, NXT Battleground, Raw, and NXT from the Yuengling Center. Officials also recently booked a weekend takeover of Perth, Western Australia, in October. Crown Jewel weekend in the City of Light will kick off with a go-home SmackDown on October 10th at RAC Arena. The same venue will host the Crown Jewel 7 PLE on October 11th and Raw on October 13th. John Cena has been confirmed to make his final trip down under as an active competitor. Officials also confirmed the second men's and women's Crown Jewel champions will be decided. Mark Middleton is a writer from North Carolina, USA. He is currently in his first year at Sportskeeda as a contributor to the WWE section. Mark began roaming the online world of wrestling in 1997 and has worked in the IWC since 1998 to 1999. He spent most of the past 15 years working for the biggest independently owned sports entertainment websites. Mark enjoys free timing in his free time. He lives with the most beautiful girl in the world, and they plan to never have kids. But they are blessed enough to have the best dog in the world who just had his 15th birthday. The landscape of WWE's global expansion just shifted again, and this time, it's not about pyro, entrances, or shocking returns. It's about power. It's about prestige. And it's about gold. According to multiple backstage sources and newly surfaced reports, WWE is making a massive change to its championship structure, with long-term implications for its presence in Saudi Arabia, a market that continues to grow as a centerpiece of WWE's international strategy. The news comes just days after WWE Backlash. France rocked the wrestling world with surprise title defenses, shifting alliances, and Solo Sikoa's dramatic rescue of Jacob Fatu. But now, attention is turning to the next chapter, King and Queen of the Ring 2025, scheduled for later this month in Jeddah. And with it, WWE's plans for its most prestigious championships are about to take a turn. Reports from trusted insiders, including Fightful Select and WrestleVotes, suggest that WWE is exploring a unification angle for several of its mid-card and women's titles, beginning as early as the Saudi Arabia event. Specifically, talks have focused on the Intercontinental and United States Championships, the Women's Tag Team titles, and potential brand restructuring, and a possible World Women's Championship on the horizon. One WWE official, speaking anonymously, hinted, "There's a desire to streamline the number of titles and make the stakes feel bigger, especially for international shows. Saudi Arabia wants moments. Unifications are moments. The Intercontinental Championship, currently held by Gunther, in what's now the longest reign in modern history, has been a fixture of WWE's resurgence in wrestling-first storytelling. Meanwhile, the United States Championship, now around the waist of LA Knight, has leaned heavily into sports entertainment. The idea being floated is to pit the two champions against each other in a unification match at King and Queen of the Ring in Jeddah. The winner would be crowned the undisputed North American champion working title, defending across both brands. It's a bold move, one that could elevate the mid-card scene dramatically or risk diminishing legacy belts fans hold dear. One former WWE producer commented, "Gunther versus Knight is money. It's a clash of styles, fan bases, and philosophies. Saudi crowds eat up title versus title. And if you're going global, one mid-card belt makes sense." Perhaps more significantly, the women's division is reportedly undergoing internal restructuring aimed at long-term parity with the men's scene, particularly with WWE expanding into India, South Africa, and Europe later this year. Here's what we know so far. The women's tag titles are under review, especially with injuries plaguing the division and questions over depth. WWE may introduce a women's Intercontinental Championship or a women's global title to be defended across brands and continents. Saudi Arabia is expected to play a key role in this announcement, given its historic shift toward allowing more women's matches in recent years. Charlotte Flair, who's expected to return soon, could be a centerpiece of this new direction. Her rumored involvement in the Queen of the Ring tournament is reportedly tied to a title announcement, perhaps even becoming the inaugural holder of the new championship. And Bianca Belair, currently holding the Raw Women's Championship, has already teased on social media. Gold looks good, but legacy looks better. Could WWE be setting the stage for a women's world title unification in Saudi Arabia, similar to Roman versus Brock at WrestleMania 38? WWE's partnership with Saudi Arabia, now entering its 7th year, has evolved from novelty to necessity. Once seen as a spectacle with limited storyline consequence, Saudi events are now canon, and increasingly, they're becoming launch pads for major shifts. Past examples include Bray Wyatt's return at Crown Jewel 2022, Roman Reigns' major title defenses, Logan Paul's in-ring ascension. Now, with a new 10-year deal reportedly being negotiated, WWE is looking to tie championship moments directly to its international strategy. A WWE executive told GWI, "We no longer view Jeddah or Riyadh as isolated stages. These are now pillars of our annual narrative. Fans may scoff at decisions being made to cater to Saudi interests, but the business case is undeniable. The market is growing, the events are premium, and the fans are becoming more passionate and knowledgeable by the year." Of course, the elephant in the room is Cody Rhodes' undisputed WWE Championship, and what his role will be if other titles start unifying. Cody is expected to defend at King of the Ring, but there's internal debate on whether it will be a standard defense or something more. One rumor suggests Cody could face both Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre in a triple threat, continuing the fallout from Backlash. Another theory posits that Cody may get involved in the mid-card title unification, possibly raising the stakes for a future Undisputed versus Unified Champion showdown at SummerSlam. Either way, WWE appears ready to shake the table. WWE has been operating with bloated title inventories for years. 2 world titles now unified, 2 women's titles, 2 tag titles, 2 mid-card titles. As WWE becomes increasingly global, the company needs to simplify the product for new viewers abroad without losing its passionate base at home. Championship clarity is part of that. Unification is a visual and narrative tool. It says, "This person is the champion." Add in the unique prestige Saudi Arabia demands for its shows, and you have the perfect storm for WWE to redefine its championship hierarchy.